heading up to the laundromat to do some laundry. Earlier today when I didn't have my camera, did some accidental curb picking. A little aluminum frame. And this little mower, little blade mower, pretty cool. The push handle wasn't with it. But other than that, it looks like it's fully functional. I mean, it spins real nice. It's kind of dull. But those are pretty cool. I really like those types of mowers. They work really good. So I'm gonna throw the clothes in the wash, and for that half hour, I'm gonna go back out, do some dumpster dive routes, see what we can find. I'm gonna come back. I might have to take a load to my storage unit, come back, throw the clothes in the dryer, go back out for another half hour, run a different route. Might have to go to my storage unit, come back, pick up the clothes, go home. Let's see how it goes. Couple old flat screens. Stand might be worth something to somebody. Just gonna take this cord right off the CRT and make sure someone comes along and scraps that out or what have you. Just gonna leave these TVs for somebody else. Once upon a time, I would take these apart and get them circuit boards and stuff, but the brand new ones just don't have a whole lot in them. And this is actually a pretty old one, and it still doesn't have very much in there. Like I said, you know, I'm just got a half hour here to go back to the laundromat, so actually now that that case is already off, I'm gonna go ahead and take those boards. Maybe they'll come out without getting the screwdriver. Let's see. I'm also doing this one-handed, so I'll turn the camera off and get these out real quick. What I'm doing here is I'm just taking my screwdriver. I don't have my camera mounted on my head right now. I'm just taking my screwdriver and getting leverage on it and popping them off real quick. The second one actually also had its case taken off. I'm not sure what the deal is. On the first one, there's a strip board, circuit board that's supposed to be in there, and it's gone. So I think somebody took that out, and I thought maybe that's why this one had the case off too, but I can see the strip boards down in there. They're gonna have like some gold flashing on them, and they're not worth very much. Actually, I guess it was nice and brittle. It just came right off. I'll just take that little board out now. That's just a little tiny one. I've never really even seen one that small before. I think this TV might be newer than I thought it was. Those are little tiny itty bitty ones. But you know what? This actually looks like gold plate on there. Not sure what I'm dealing with. I thought the TVs had some age because they're so thick. But then little tiny strip boards. But then I can actually feel the raised gold plate on there. It's a little better than gold flashing. I mean, it's got gold flashing on it too. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but all along the top of both those circuit boards, there's like little gold teeth, kinda, almost like what you see on ram sticks, but not quite that thick. Anyways, I'm just gonna gather all this up, take all the circuit boards and the little speakers and stuff. Like I said, I only have a half hour, so I want to see if we can get to a lot of stuff. I like these little ribbon wire deals. I don't know if I can get a good picture of that, but those actually have some decent little gold on there. They don't weigh a whole lot, but definitely have value to them. Some nice wire in there. That's number 1 wire too. That's gonna be a little better score than what it looks like, I think. Let me yank it out of there and show it to you. There it is. These 2 conduit deals were all plastic. This one actually has a 10 wire conduit dealy bob in it. So I'm gonna take that too. There was a little piece of clean copper in there. Our old friend, garbage disposal with his wire. And then all this wire, some of it is the good, like this red piece is the good solid piece of copper. Every scrapyard should give number 1 for that. And then this other stuff is a braided wire that some scrapyards will give you 1 for, some will give you number 2 for it. But I should be able to get number 1 for all that, give or take, maybe, I don't know. Either way, it's good stuff. And there might be, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 pounds there, actually. Probably close to 2, I don't know. 2.5 pounds is what my elbow scale says. And so in just this short period of time, I have basically paid for the wash cycle of my clothes. And my clothes are still at the laundromat right now going like this, so not a bad deal. We're about 50 yards from where I just did that wire and garbage disposal, and this apartment complex is doing some kind of remodeling job, and there's little bits in there. I'm just not in the mood to do it right now. There's hardly anything in there. There's actually a fishing reel in there. Now that I look, I don't know, what is that? I have to get in there now. And then this one, I contemplated skipping it just so I could find you in a short amount of time, so I could find you some real good stuff. But I started looking a little closer, and I'll skip a little piece of tin like that. But then there's like some aluminum blinds right there, and some more aluminum, and so I'm gonna yank that out real quick. Oh shoot, I didn't even notice that. See all that broken glass in those window frames though. If I had to pay rent and keep the electricity on, I might mess with that. But that glass is shattered, and it's time consuming, and it's buried underneath that carpet. So that's actually a pretty big job. And I am trying to do kind of a little speed video for you right now, so let's see what we can see real quick, you know. There it is. Nice little grip of aluminum. Actually got one of those pieces of aluminum off the frame of one of those windows. Some tin shed. 2 little doorknobs. Fishing reel's busted up. Scrap metal. This little George Foreman. It's not a Foreman. Foreman knockoff deal. These plates pop out of there. Usually pretty easy. There's probably a lot of ladies and men for that matter that just don't like, ouch, dang it, taking stuff apart. That's a really bad handle. This Swift sandwich toaster, that's an extremely bad design. This little latch right here like this, it pinches your finger. Look at it. It just pinched my finger. It's a terrible design. Terrible. Dang, I mean, that was a real pinch too. That wasn't any little baby pinch. That was a real deal pinch there. But anyways, you don't have to take the aluminum plates out of there. You can just scrap it like that. You can cut the cord off, scrap the cord separately, but you get aluminum breakage for that piece there, you know. A lot of people that go to the scrap yards that I see, they'll just take that to the scrap yard just like that. They won't even cut the cord off of it. Now, not cutting the cord off of it makes no sense, but just a lot of people just aren't aware of how much these insulated copper cords are worth. They add up really quick. This is a good sized apartment complex, and And it would appear this is like the 4th or 5th industrial one they have sitting here. There's another one straight up back in there, and it would appear they are gearing up for a major job here, so this is going to be something to keep an eye on. It looks like they might just be starting the job too, because they have tons of supplies locked up in there. I think those are all bathtubs up there, and just all kinds of stuff gearing up for something major. Looks like they've yanked all the carpet out of all these places, and any stuff that was left in the apartments looks like they're tossing it in here too. Yeah, they got the porta potties set up for the workers, and actually these buildings, shoot, these are all empty now that I start to look at it. This place must have got bought out or something. A lot of people had to move out of here for this to happen, that's for sure. All these places being emptied up, probably, I was gonna say there's not a whole lot of trash in this one. The whole complex isn't empty, it's just these back buildings here. There's nothing in that DeWalt. The camera can't pick up, but I can see with my eyes. The DeWalt case is broken, and I can see down in there it was empty. But yeah, it looks like half of this place, there's no one even living in it. I haven't been here for a while. Just happens to be right across the street from the laundromat, so naturally I buzzed through here making this video, and there's a little bed frame in there, stainless steel. I'm gonna have to check this one out real quick. See, now there's people living, of course, in these buildings, obviously. But what are we dealing with here? Stainless steel pan. Some aluminum. I'm gonna dig that stuff out of there. Just a little load this time. I'm gonna leave this bed frame here. It's actually a very nice, usable one. Someone might be able to spot it and put it to use, or scrap it himself or something. Let's see if this pan is real stainless, or not real stainless, but magnet doesn't stick to it. That means the scrapyard will give me the stainless steel price. If that magnet would have stuck to it, and the scrapyards I go to, they check that with the magnet. Magnet sticks to it. It's tin shed. I think stainless steel is at 30 cents a pound right now, and tin is at 6 cents a pound. So that's a pretty good difference. Let's see who wants to carry this guy for me. You? There it is. Make sure I'm not missing something there. Backpack. I thought it was nothing. Make sure this is full of garbage. Okay. Anybody want a fish tail? Move on down to the next one. We've got another goon ball stuck in here. What are you doing? Huh? Are these dumpsters a huge problem for you guys? Yeah. Huh? That food smells good, huh? Yeah. These dumpsters, the walls are thin. Or not thin, the walls are slick. There's no traction. And these guys can only jump about 2 inches. They're excellent climbers, but they cannot jump. And these dumpsters are basically death traps in the summertime. They get hot, and this thing will just sit in here and just roast to death. I've seen it so many times. If there was just a little bit of traction somewhere on one of these walls, just, you know, even just a little rough, even like a little rough spot, like a fine grade cheese grater or something, they would just climb right out of here. But this, they're hungry, and there's some good food in there, and they jump in there and eat it, and then they're just stuck. So my tote is full. I have shown before. My tote's full, of course. Of course, I'd find a raccoon right now when my tote's full of stuff. I'd have to dump it out here on the ground. Normally, what I can do is just take my tote, and they'll just climb right in the tote for whatever reason. I think they feel like it's a safe spot, and so they climb in the tote, and then I can just pull the tote out of there, and they just kind of run away. But I want to get to the laundromat. The laundromat's just across the street. So there's another way to do this if you're afraid of them. And it's probably, if you're not experienced, you probably don't want to do it my tote method anyways. But there's another way to do it. You can just go like this. Just put something in there for them to climb out. Lots of times they're so scared that he's got his nose sticking out the drain hole like a little weirdo. He's trying to hide in that little drain hole. Lots of times they're so scared they don't even realize that I've put there's a way to climb out. So I have to get in there and get them out with my tote. Because one of two things is going to happen. One of three things is going to happen. It's going to get hot tomorrow, and I think it's going to die in there. This dumpster doesn't get filled up enough, and a truck comes and picks it up, and he goes into the back of a truck, garbage truck that is. Or three, it gets filled up with enough garbage where he can just climb out on his own. Of course, I just gave him a fourth option. And if he doesn't like option 4, I'm gonna come back and check before my laundry's done. And we're gonna go option 5 on him, which is I'll have an empty tote because I'm gonna have to carry my laundry home. So I might just have to tote him. We'll see what happens. A little experiment going here. That's a common thing for him now, because you know he just got scared seeing me in my light. So he might be too frightened to even pay attention that he's got a way out now. That was actually a pair of shorts that was brand new with the tags, and I threw it in the washer. I was planning on keeping it for myself anyways, I suppose. But selling something like that, brand new with the tags, helps to have the tag on it. I didn't realize what I was doing. There we go. Let's see. I think maybe we'll put a half hour on there. I don't want to overdo it. That should give us enough time to do what we gotta do. So what I'm gonna do now is run a different route back towards my storage unit, checking dumpsters, and dump whatever we find, plus what we already have. And then on the way back, if I want to, I can check more dumpsters up here at the laundromat. Of course, I'm gonna need a fairly empty tote to take my clothes back. And I'm gonna go get that raccoon. So that's the game plan for now. And that could change. A Walmart special microwave. It's sitting right here, just ready to be plucked. There you go, little fella. You're coming home with me. There's nothing inside of that one. That's one that probably, maybe, I'm just kind of giving an educated guess here, but I'm gonna say it's fairly clean, and the plate broke, so they just threw the whole microwave away. it's got a little rust on it actually, but the plate probably broke. And these things are so cheap. Like I said, it's a Walmart special. They probably just tossed the whole thing. Of course, it could have been something that broke, you know. It could have a problem too, you know. I mean, I'm just guessing. Those cheap little microwaves, things can definitely go wrong with them. But we'll have that cord. And I actually found, I didn't turn the camera on, for another nice little chunky cord and one end off of a brass hose. It wasn't so exciting. I need to turn the camera on. And this cheap little microwave is just gonna go right here with my feet. Oh, I thought it would fit in there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's one drawback of putting that there. I lost about an inch of space. Let's see. Oh, well, shoot. Close. Good enough. I do believe I saw a bunch of little air fresheners in there. Is that right? Let's see. Little trees? Yes, it is. Summer linen on that one. That's interesting. Some canned food back here. This is that church dumpster on my Walmart route. I'm gonna dig that stuff out of there. I'm actually going to ditch this microwave back here like I did with those ceiling tiles in a past video. In about 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes, I'm going to swing back by after I check a bunch more and then take it and then head to the storage unit. I'll get that stuff out of there. Here's what was in here. For me, that's going to be a lifetime supply or thereabouts of little trees, air fresheners. Well, I was thinking for a car. I suppose I could put those around my cat litter box. What do you think? Not a bad deal. And then some cleaning wipes. It's supposed to be for cars, but I suppose you can use them for other things. And then a bunch of these paper tablecloths were in there. Big grip full of those. And it looked like this church threw out a bunch of Easter stuff. I think these are like little Easter snacks they were giving out. Whole case of microwave popcorn, bunch of little canned food. Date is on that one. A lot of them don't have the dates. I saw one was 2020, but they all look like they're in good shape. And there's some really good looking food in there. And there's 3 cases. Those 2 there are not open. They still got the band on them. This 3rd one here actually hasn't been opened either, except for one side. The tape is actually still securing it. So let's see what's in them. It looks to be some kind of little, what do you call that? Little buffet, mix and match little deal. All kinds of stuff in there. See, that one came open, so that's gross. And there could be something wrong with this food. But some of it looks like it's actually really good, particularly this canned stuff, but you never know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it home and inspect it and see if there's anything wrong with it, and I'll have it for myself. I'm not gonna mess with that kind of stuff there. All the juice boxes and the fruit that hasn't been in the fridge is gonna be tossed back in the garbage. And I'll do the same with these 2 cases. I assume they're the same thing. I know some of you may have seen or heard me say in the past, about food coming out of the garbage and people donating it to the food banks. That's insane to do that. So somebody might get confused watching this and say, well, how this and that? Well, hypocrite, because I've seen people call me hypocrite. No, I'll inspect this myself, and basically in my professional opinion I'll make the decision for myself. And the reason I do that is because I know how much of this stuff, when you open it, is stale or might have bugs in it. Like this popcorn might be old and just tastes like funk, you know. I just know how much of it is not good, and I just simply would never give any of this stuff to a food bank. While we're on the subject, for some reason YouTube makes those videos popular. Some of the most popular dumpster diving videos on YouTube are about taking that food and giving it to food banks and homeless people. And that undoubtedly, people watch that and then they do it themselves. You know, people don't have any idea about dumpster diving. They'll just blindly go out there and just grab all this crap and take it to a food bank and think they're doing something great because a video told them to. Well, that undoubtedly has killed people and has made people sick. Statistically speaking, it's a certainty. Because you don't know. There's just absolutely no way to know for sure. Like some of this, any of this could have been recalled, and you don't know. It's supposed to be marked peanuts, you know. There's peanuts in it, but it's not marked peanuts, so it was recalled. And now it's sitting here in this garbage, and somebody that watched a YouTube video comes and grabs it and donates it to a food bank, and some lady that's needing food for the month takes this and gives it to her kid who's got a deadly, you know, a lethal peanut allergy, but it doesn't have peanuts listed on the back, so she gives it to him. And there's a dead or sick little kid, you know, emergency room, best case scenario, you know. I mean, that, if you have any life experience, you know that kind of stuff can happen. And when you multiply it times millions, it's a certainty, you know what I mean? And it's just one little example, you know. There's so many things that could be wrong with this, and I know doing it myself, it's risky to myself. I have 10 years experience in the food industry and over another 10 years doing this dumpster diving stuff, so I have a really good feel for myself, and I guess that's just what I'm trying to say. Because of that experience, that's why I have to say it's a definition of insanity to give that to a food bank. So one thing I hear people say a lot about this situation is, well, the expiration, you know, they threw it out and it's not even expired and this and that. And those expiration dates, people might say they mean something, but they don't, because see this in red letters and there shouldn't be the sticker on here. Store at room temperature. See, and every bit of this food, if it was stored improperly, it could all be bad. You know, it could say expiration date 2 years from now, and you can open it up and it could just be funk. You know, if that was sitting like in direct sunlight or just a warm room without air conditioning, you know, maybe it was frozen in the winter and thawed in the summer and heated up in the summer in 100-degree heat and then froze again and then heated up again the next summer. You know, you just don't know. You literally do not know. It's a total guess and a total assumption. The only way you know is when you open it up. You know, there could be bugs crawling in there. You don't know. Anyways, you get the drift of what I'm saying. You know, you just don't know until you open it. There's no way around that fact. These appear to be pretty well trashed, so actually I'm just going to, well, this one might do something with them. It's such a habit for me to cut these cords down clean, so I try to make it a new habit of leaving a piggy tail. So if someone wants to try to use that one's probably broken, so it doesn't matter, but like on this one, someone might want to come along and repair that or use it or something. I don't know. A long time ago, someone told me to leave a piggy tail, and that's a good idea. I learn a lot from the comments I get on YouTube, and then I can turn around and pass those comments on to people. So, like if someone who is handy with fixing stuff comes along and sees this, they can splice that cord and see if it's functioning and what the problem is before they do anything else, you know. So that's not a bad deal, and that's very little money there. That weighs maybe a gram or two or whatever, you know, no biggie. Hey, decent looking skateboard in there. My glasses are fogging up. I usually don't see skateboards in that good a condition. A skateboard generally has to be smashed and trashed for it to end up in here. Ah, it's just a piece of junk. That's what's in there. Plastic chucks and plastic wheels. I'm surprised it's seen as much use as it has, and that stuff hasn't fallen apart. No, it is broken actually. But someone might want to use that deck for a project. I don't know. I'll put it on the curb. An experienced skateboarder might come by and just want a board that he can destroy for some purpose. Those last two boards I put out on the curb got snatched up pretty quick. One was missing a wheel and stuff. Some wires down there, some kind of adapter, a busted DVD player, and then a little lamp action. See, that's nice enough. Well, once I break it, someone might want to come and take that. I'm just going to leave it alone. It's kind of cheap, so I'm not going to take it to my flea market. But it's kind of dirty. Someone might want to use it though. Let me get that stuff out of there. Here's what I yanked out of there. I filled this box up in when I was in there. Some kind of little power adapters. Scrapyard with those. And a little disk drive. Decent little boards in there if you wanted to open it up and take it to board sort. Or not take it, but ship it to board sort. And that would appear to be a hard drive. I didn't even notice that when I grabbed it. Nice little board in there, and the black platter deal, or whatever you want to call it, is aluminum, and you can zap that open real quick and get some decent value out of that. And then looked like it was also a DVD player came out of there. It looked like someone was taking electronics apart for one reason or the other. It's all these little deals in there. Hey, that's actually a little camera, I think. Huh. That's interesting. Someone might have been building a homemade contraption of some sorts. Anyways, there's a skibble in there. This is a good place to. I'm just gonna put the skateboard out there on the street, get it more exposure. So. What I do with stuff like this, the extent of what I do, is I'll just take all those little screws out there, and I'll just pry the little circuit board that's off of there, and I'll just throw it in my shipment to boardsort.com. Same deal with this. It's a little less valuable, but there's a decent little board in there. Raccoon dumpster. He's gone. Sometimes they'll hide really good underneath the stuff, but he's gone. So that's good. As much as I like to get in confined spaces with wild animals, I'm glad I didn't have to. Oh, those raccoons, I've done it so many times. As long as you don't threaten them. They're actually really cool little guys. They'll scare the death out of you. They sound like a badger, and they got the heart of a rabbit. Of course, a rabbit will bite you if you grab him, I suppose. Anyways, what I was saying about that food earlier, the thing about that food poisoning is the people who are most susceptible to getting real sick or dying are the very young, very old, and the weakened. So when people are donating that stuff to shelters and food banks and to homeless people, they're literally giving it to the group of people that is most susceptible to dying from it. You know, if you're a healthy adult out there, such as myself, you could eat some moldy food and get food poisoning and spend an hour on a toilet, you know, as gross as that sounds, but and be fine the next day. But other people, that could kill other people, you know. There's no way around that fact. This is probably one of the nicest laundromats I've ever seen in my life. It's a little trashed right now, late at night, but it's nice and clean. And I got maybe a dozen televisions and a playground over there. This place is called Quick and Clean, and that describes it. It's nice. Yeah, I feel like I got them dry. I hope you liked this video. And as always, thanks for watching. Did I get everything? Where's the sock eater?